So Darth Maul stops by and says hey, and tears the hell out of Dalton's room for no reason whatsoever. It's made clear that Darth Maul wants Dalton, but doesn't he already have him? Isn't that why he's in the coma? But yet he continues to haunt the family. I just feel sorry for Casanova because Mercedes is out of rent money. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Comic Relief Duo. I would guess that one of these guys is Macaulay Culkin because remember that furnace? The injection of these two is a complete mystery to me. Maybe adding some humor to the movie would awaken half of the theater. But they do the little ghost hunter scan and surprised to see what they were looking for in the first place. Now enters Megan Fox. The hero psychic that will fix everything. Listening to the ghost hunters talk to Megan Fox made me realize why they're in the movie. Megan Fox is far too boring by herself. Why do you think Transformers failed? Here comes the second most ridiculous part of this movie. Megan Fox stares into the camera and talks quietly enough to where we can't hear her. Wasn't she introduced in the movie 20 seconds ago, and now we're supposed to take her seriously while she rambles? The fact that she's staring straight into the camera confused me at first. It was awkward, and I thought she was looking at me, telling the ghost hunter how to draw myself. I took a look at the drawing and... Gah! That's not me. That's not how I look. This is how I look. The scene continues. The Insidious sound goes off, telling you to be afraid, but you're so confused that you now care less about the movie. In comes the explanation, the worst one at that. I would have went with the priest. There is something called astral projection, where you have an out-of-body experience and you leave your body to walk about when you're sleeping. That's happened to me once. My out-of-body self fed me a bottle of Jameson, and somehow it put me in the driver's seat and asked a cop for my ID. Of course, I explained to him I was astral projecting, and he just let me off with a warning. Anyways, this means that Dalton is astral projecting and has not come back. He traveled to...
in a place that I call the further.
Just to let you know, this is where my mother let out her laughter and woke up the audience. But the further? Really? That's the best name you can come up with? Why not Purgatory? Why not Dark World? Why not New Jersey? These souls from the further...
His what?
His fascia, Dr. Evil.
His Furger? What's a Furger? His fascia. You know, the fascia. Yeah, gold member, I don't speak freaky deaky Dutch.
are trying to take over Dalton's body.
And have a more insidious agenda.
Oh, she said Insidious. Now the whole movie makes sense. Before the scene could grow any worse, Casanova puts a stop to it and pulls the plug. Thank God. Even though this story is fantasy, I still try to tie everything close to reality as possible. After hearing that much from the psychic, I would have done the same thing. The greatest part about this scene is when we're thinking the story is crazy, and the most logical guy stands up and speaks sense. After that, everyone else looks at him as if he's crazy. Yay, pictures. Welcome to the most ridiculous scene in this movie. This is an attempt to talk to Dalton. Look at the scene. How can you take this seriously? What was that? Did he force push everyone? Fake screaming. God help us all. I love Casanova doesn't do shit to help his wife. After the scene is over, there's an aftermath showing shocking pictures with eerie music. The scene almost made progress when ghosts started to appear, but it doesn't make sense why they're suddenly on the same plane as the others. Darth Maul controlling Dalton ruined everything too. This scene right here is the only one that creeps me out. Casanova's mother shows up to share pictures of him years ago. With every picture shown in chronological order, previews the Wicked Witch of the South getting closer and closer of possessing him. The witch creeps me out enough, but to know that she can possess people, that's just too much. But this ultimately shows us that Casanova is an astral projector as well. In order to save Dalton, Casanova must astral project himself to find Dalton. This sounds interesting, but the way it was executed was terrible. And there is a lighting effect if nobody has realized this yet. It's going to be light for the people who are in the right plane, and it's going to be more of a twilight for Casanova. But the worst part about it, doesn't this all sound familiar? Captured child, captured child. Ghost hunters, ghost hunters. Ghost hunters surprised, ghost hunters surprised. Psychic, psychic. Purgatory, purgatory. Ghosts, ghosts. Rescuing parent, rescuing parent. Eerie house, eerie house. So our hero enters the further and wanders the streets until he reaches a different house. Is this their old house? I guess we'll just assume that it is. Enter a pointless scene. Casanova encounters a family of maniacs who smile a lot. We're observing how this family met their demise. Let me point out we have no idea who these people are, and we don't give a crap what happens to them. But after they all die, they appear right behind Casanova and greet him as any person would from New Jersey. What has this got to do with anything? I know it was created to creep us out, but ultimately this has nothing to do with anything. Dalton is found, but under guard by Darth Maul. I can appreciate this scene as it was taken directly from Jeepers Creepers. Happy music with a Jeepy creepy essence. He's given an introduction in his special little room. He likes to sharpen his claws, and he's an avid collector. In the end, he's not too happy to see Dalton escape. We see a rushed escape scene, overflowing with ghosts, but wait, here we go with the ghosts appearing in the same plane as the others. Why does this happen? I'm so confused. Everything gets hectic, and all sense is lost. Father and son are separated for some reason, and Darth Maul gives chase to Dalton. The boy is the smart one and returns to his body while the father becomes dumb and decides to yell at the Wicked Witch of the South. Does he honestly think this is going to work? Yelling at a ghost will stop it from haunting you. I want to remember this for next time. After a good yell, the witch frowns and a big zoom out occurs. This means that it worked? Wow. Is this the end of the movie? No, Casanova still has to return to his body. I think I can hear Mercedes calling. Oh wait, that's his wife. He does return and everything is happy-dory now. Hugging, kissing. Oh wait. What's that look?
What?
I know that look. Don't tell me something went wrong. Oh, you took his picture. Now he's strangling you. Didn't he tell you not to take his picture? Now you're in trouble. And that's the end? Wow. That was the best ending I've ever seen. That was better than Titanic. Do you see why I hate this movie so much? If not, rewatch the damn video. Or you're one of those fans. Let me summarize it for you. We had an uninteresting family go through the same thing that the Freeling family went through. Except they were a family of love and personality. Here we have a family who hates talking to machines, who astral projects, who lives in a house, and that's all I can tell you about this family. Leigh Whannell was so bored with the family that he eliminated the older brother and the baby from the story. Where did they go? Maybe they turn into ghosts too. I don't know. I'm still processing half of what happened. If you're a huge fan of Paranormal Activity and solely get your excitement from cheap thrills, be my guest and watch it. I'm confused mostly as to why this movie receives so much praise. It's embarrassing living in a world with people who like this crap. And yes, I mean you. This movie does teach two valuable lessons though. Yell at ghosts, they will frown and shrink in size. And Mercedes is now available. Have fun and avoid the further.